How to hide what matters when the world ends. Governments get desperate and your neighbor becomes your biggest threat. The grid's dead. The stores are looted. The cops? Gone. And that generator humming in your garage? Yeah, everyone heard it. Congrats. You just painted a target on your back the size of a Costco. No worries. We're hiding everything before they come knocking. Or kicking. Let's start with the thing that'll get you killed first. Fuel. Not because it's rare, because it's loud. You fire up that generator and every desperate soul within 3 blocks knows you've got power. Power means supplies. Supplies mean you're worth robbing, or worse, requisitioning. During Hurricane Maria, generator owners weren't just robbed, they were mapped. Thieves followed the hum, noted the address, and came back when you were asleep. They didn't always take the generator, they took everything else, assuming anyone smart enough to prep had more stashed inside. So here's the play. You need 2 systems, one loud, one silent. The loud one, an old beat-up gas generator. Run it sparingly, make it visible. Let the neighbors see you struggling with it, cursing at it, rationing fuel. It's your decoy. The real system, an inverter generator, solar panels.
A battery bank, silent, hidden, ground-mounted if you can, camouflaged under tarps or fake landscaping. You run it at night, low profile, no lights facing the street. If anyone asks, you're using candles like a good little citizen. And bury your fuel, not in the shed, not in the garage, in PVC pipes underground, sealed tight, marked with something only you recognize, a rock, a patch of ugly grass. Because when they come looking, and they will, they'll check the obvious spots first. If the engine growls, congrats. If it stays silent, you survived. Next, water, the heavy, obvious liability. Water's a bitch. You need it, you can't hide it, and everyone knows you've got it the second they see those blue barrels stacked like a prepper's wet dream. In Flint, people with filtration systems became community resources, whether they wanted to or not. Help your neighbors and drain your own supply, or refuse and become the villain. Either way, you lose. So don't store water. Store the ability to make water. Get a Life Straw, a Sawyer, a Berkey, anything that filters thousands of gallons. Hide it somewhere no one looks. Attic, toolbox, inside a bag of dog food. Keep a few visible water jugs as decoys. Meanwhile, you're filtering creek water in secret while others are trading gold for Dasani. If asked about purification, try to filter once. Didn't work. The second they know you can make water, you're the town well, and wells get taken over. Finally, medicine, the quiet killer.
Antibiotics, insulin, painkillers, the stuff that keeps you alive when the pharmacies are empty and the hospitals are war zones. In Venezuela, people with medical supplies were extorted. Not robbed, extorted. Give us the meds or we'll tell everyone you're hoarding. Suddenly, you're the bad guy for not sharing your kid's asthma inhaler. So you stockpile now and you hide it like your life depends on it, because it does. Fish antibiotics have the same active ingredients as human meds. Legal, cheap, available online. Amoxicillin, doxycycline, look them up, buy them. Stash them in Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers. Label them something boring. Christmas decorations, old tax documents. No one's opening that. Learn field medicine now. Sutures, tourniquets, wound packing. When the EMTs stop coming, you're the EMT. But practice in private. If asked about first aid, watched a YouTube video once, forgot most of it. Not, I'm a paramedic. The first keeps you safe. The second gets you conscripted. The theme here isn't hoarding, it's invisibility. The loud generator, the visible water jugs, the boast of medical skill, they're all invitations to disaster. The silent solar panel, the hidden filter, the quiet knowledge, that's what keeps you alive. In this world, the richest person isn't the one with the most supplies. It's the one nobody knows has anything at all.
Let's talk about communication, the thing that marks you. Ham radio, satellite phone, walkie-talkies, anything that lets you talk when the cell towers are dead. Sounds smart, right? Until the authorities start requisitioning communication equipment under emergency powers, or until the guy with the radio becomes the guy everyone needs, which makes you valuable, which makes you a target. Think about Hurricane Katrina. Ham operators weren't just heroes, they were interrogated. Some had their gear confiscated. Others were recruited into official networks, voluntarily or not. So here's the trick. Own the gear, but don't advertise it. Keep your radio setup hidden. Not on a desk, not in the garage, in a Faraday cage, in a closet, behind a false wall. You run your antenna at night, low profile, disguised as a TV aerial or a clothesline, and you build your network now, not during the crisis, now. Find people you trust, test your comms, establish codes. The weather's nice means all clear. Thinking about fishing means trouble inbound. Because when the grid dies, information is currency, and currency gets stolen. But it's not just what you have that makes you a target. It's what you can do. Your skills are the liability you can't hide. You're a mechanic, a medic, an electrician.
Congratulations, you're now a forced labor candidate. This isn't a movie script. In the Balkans, doctors were kidnapped. Engineers were held at gunpoint. In Somalia, teachers and educated professionals were specifically hunted down, not for ransom, but for control. Your brain becomes someone else's asset, and you become the tool they can't afford to lose. So here's the play. Be incompetent in public. Be a genius in private. Someone asks if you can fix a generator. I'm terrible with that stuff. I'd probably make it worse. Not, yeah, I rebuilt one last summer. Someone asks if you know medicine. I took a first aid course once. Don't remember much. Not, I'm a nurse. Learn everything. Practice everything, but keep it quiet. Be the person no one thinks about twice. The one who seems useless. Because you help once and word spreads like wildfire. Suddenly, every broken thing becomes your problem. And once they know what you can do, you can't make them unknow it. In a crisis, skills make you a slave. So you've hidden your gear and you've hidden your skills. What about currency? What do you use when money is paper? Cigarettes, alcohol, coffee, lighters, batteries. In Argentina's economic collapse, cigarettes became cash. In Greece, coffee was gold. In the Soviet collapse, vodka was more stable than the ruble. Why? Because people will trade anything for comfort, for relief. A stressed, desperate person will give you their last can of food for a pack of smokes.
Logic dies when withdrawal kicks in, so you stock up now. Not for you, for trade. You don't smoke? Doesn't matter. Buy the cartons. You don't drink? Buy the cheap vodka. Store them separately from your main supplies. If you trade from a dispensable location. Never your home. Never the same spot twice. Meet on neutral ground. No patterns. The moment someone knows where your stash is, you're not a trader anymore. You're a target with an inventory list. And you never, ever let them see how much you have. Because the second they know you're the guy with the goods, you're the guy they rob or kill. You see the pattern here. You prepared, you stockpiled, you trained, you're ready. Now hide it. That's the only strategy that works, the gray man. Don't be the house with lights on when everyone else is dark. Don't be well fed when others are starving. Don't be confident when everyone's panicking. You appear average, you appear struggling, you appear normal, because the best prepared people seem totally unprepared, right up until they're not. If the world ends, you won't survive by being loud. You'll survive by being invisible.